In this chapter of our tutorial, we're going to be looking at a new class of clip parameters, and that's the envelope automation parameters. Now again, down here at the bottom left we have our basic clip parameters, and then we have these lower on-off buttons to open up editing of certain parameters. So we have to have the E or envelope button activated to get access to these envelope automations. So we can see we have basically two types here. If we click and hold on clip, it's either clip or mixer type. Now we're going to start with the clip parameters, and here we always have two basic ones. Now if you would, and you're following along, you want to load up the project called warping set. And then after we've done this, we're going to click on this pad. Now this pad, it's warping mode. I'm going to open up the sample parameters here, and we can see that the warping mode for this one is texture. And if we look over here underneath clip, we have volume, transposition, and these two, volume and transposition, are always available. But the following three are only available according to the warp mode selected over in the sample parameters box. Because this is a texture type warp, we can change grain size and its flux settings. Let's look now at a beat-based parameter. I'm coming up here to the quarter clip. I'm clicking on this, and we can see down here that its warp mode is beats. So now under envelopes, we again see volume and transposition all the time. Grain size and flux are disabled, but a new one called sample offset is available. Now the three that we're going to focus on in this section of the tutorial will be volume, transposition, and sample offset. We also have one of the common ones that we can do from the mixer mode by simply clicking on panning. Now panning is moving the sound from left to right in your speakers. Let's start by taking a look at volume and pan. Now just a quick note, we have access to transpose in the sample parameters right here. We have access to volume control at the sample level right here. But we have no pan setting in here. So the only way that we can automate or create an envelope to automate the panning is to go to mixer mode, as we see here. If I click on volume, we can see it goes to clip mode, and the current selection is volume. Okay, now let's look at automation in general. Here we see a red line across the top, which simply means that the volume currently is set at its basic setting without any change. So whatever we set here is now what we have over here. To create an automation point, simply double click on the red line. Now we have a point. If you click and hold and drag this downward, you're lowering the volume. Let's listen to this clip. I'm launching it up here. Very soft now. If I click and hold and pull upward, I'm making it louder. Okay, so I'm stopping that clip here and pressing my space bar. Let's go to this pad clip now. Simply click on its clip slot there, and you'll see it down here. Let's listen to this one. I'm going to launch it by clicking on its launch button. And this is a musical type phrase, and so doing things like creating a fade in is a great idea. Here I have to double click to create a point, and at the beginning I'm going to do the same thing. Now pull this down. So what we have now is we're saying start the volume down at about 30%, and notice as you hover above one of these points, you get a text box at the top of the waveform telling us exactly what the volume is right now. If I come over here, we see the volume's at 100%. I'm going to launch this clip again. Soft, increasing in volume, stays loud. Now I'm going to create a fading out by double clicking here underneath 4, new automation point, to keep it loud all the way through here. Then double clicking at the end, making another automation point and dragging that all the way down to the bottom. Let's play this again. Spacebar. Now if there's a huge difference between the end and the beginning volume, we'll hear a jump. Let's do that now. I'm going to start loud, come down to a medium position, then fade out. Now notice if we click on the line, we can drag 2 points at the same time. Here we go. I'm playing back with the spacebar. Loud, down to medium. Fading out. Loud immediately again. Now this volume automation is working in relationship to our basic volume setting here. If I want to turn the whole sample back, I'm doing that now. Up louder. Let's play that again. Let's move on now and look at pan automation, and it's a little bit different. In pan automation we have a center line as the default. That means the volume is going to be equally distributed to the left down on the bottom and the right up on the top. Again, I'm going to double click to create a single point and pull it all the way down. Now we should hear the volume only in your left ear. I'll create another point, double clicking, and click and hold, drag up to make it go all the way to the right. So it'll start all the way to the left, then move all the way to the right and stay there. Playback by the spacebar. Okay, so we see now that envelopes for automating can create some great changes into an existing clip you already have. And we're just scratching the surface. We're going to continue on now to look at the differences between regular automation envelopes and draw mode. And then we'll also take a look at linking or unlinking.